Sorry for my absence. I'll explain what's going on. Note, I haven't proofread this. I wrote this as fast as I could during New Year's Day because I had insomnia and couldn't get to sleep obviously. But I started to feel tired and I can't be bothered to proofread this. There may be spelling mistakes or sentences said wrong. For those who follow my channel and have helped me reach 100 subscribers recently, thank you. I didn't get notifications for new subscribers somehow, but know that it is appreciated. It's giving me a little motivation to try more in my music and other content. But first, I need to explain my situation. I got COVID. The original COVID sadly, and not Omicron. Luckily I'm double vaccinated, so I felt less severe symptoms. However, the two most annoying and most uncomfortable symptoms are the loss of taste and smell, and the coughing fits. The coughing fits, I'd argue, are almost as bad as the loss of taste and smell because of how much pain it can cause. It's hard to describe, it just sucks. COVID is horrible. This had some other consequences, mainly to do with my mental health. It's caused me to have more severe suicidal thoughts. Yes, I still suffer with these. There's no cure or treatment that works for it. But the symptoms really got to me, and I felt terrible. Losing a small pleasure like taste and smell is quite a detriment. And I have to put up with this for another month apparently. And the cough only recently died down. Because of that though, I had to make the tough decision to hold my usual projects and play games to pass the time, to take my mind off the lack of pleasures I have now. COVID also caused other small issues. The first day I had it, I had chills and tiredness, then followed up with sneezes, and a stuffed nose, and then the worst side effects, and erectile dysfunction. What this means right now is that I'm still recovering. I'm on day 22 since getting COVID. My taste and smell sort of came back today, but only slightly. I managed to taste a delicious vegan tikka masala ready meal that I got from STL a while ago. What this also means, if you haven't figured it out, is I'm currently on a break from almost everything I do on the internet. I do still make artwork, and I try to add to projects whenever I can during the day, but for the most part, I'm focusing on games. I recently finished Just Cause 3 for the second time ever. 100% D it. It's an okay game, but not the best. I plan on trying. Deep breath. Cyberpunk 2077. Pray for Mojo. Or me. I'm actually kind of confident that the game will have good things about it with the bugs aside, and the lack of promised and showcased features. As for what I do, when COVID goes away, I'll go back to doing things as normal. However, I've considered making a routine. I never realized how far behind on stuff I am. I have so many games to play and shows to watch. I have plans to get through every 3D Final Fantasy game on Steam because I've never played them before. I've considered playing the th series afterwards. And then I'll try to look into Trials of Steel. I forget the name. It's called Sorano Kiseki or something. Really good soundtracks. Also, I'll give Final Fantasy XIV a try when the hype dies and the game's back on the bloody store. Also, I sorta got into Sonic again recently. The new game reveal looks interesting, makes me somewhat hopeful. For anyone wondering, my routine will be as follows. I do my daily Genshin Impact and one level of Overwatch. Then I'll work on either my music or game. I will alternate. I also draw artwork, but it's primarily not safe for work because I'm just a really horny guy. And then I usually write something at night when Windows Night Light comes on. Neat feature, and that sorta helps me fall asleep. Not perfect, but yeah, you get the point. I'm actually far more behind on TV shows than music right now. It makes me wish I never had to sleep and would never get eye strain from staring at a screen. I'd get so much more done. I want to make a small recap and a few shoutouts to 2021 is probably one of the best years of my life, mainly because I got my new gaming PC, which has been running phenomenally since getting it. I've also tried a lot of great vegan products this year. Just before the year ended, I got my first I say this in quotes, toy. It feels good. As for the shout out, I recommend you read my Content Creators of the Year 2021. Every year I kind of like to make a post highlighting some of the best creators of the year, not to say that there are bad ones. It's more that they did something special and put more effort in. I have different categories, and I try to include everyone I can given there's an objective reason to do so. Now that, I need to explain. My morality shifted this year, though it started last year, it became greater this year. I now base what I believe based around objective evidence, within a threshold deontologist view. I believe these to be the most morally correct views to have. This is why I haven't made a video or even posts recently on the killing predator animals debate. My stance is firm, in as unbiased a way as possible. I agree something needs to be done about wild animal suffering, especially those who are unfortunately prey. And if the solution, to create the least amount of suffering, given it doesn't have a chain reaction or anything, is to kill predator animals, then I'm for killing predator animals. That's all I have to say on the topic. That's as objective and unbiased as I can be in this discussion. I also did something else this year. I began taking my health a bit more seriously. I began taking a veg1 supplement to ensure I'm getting nutrients I may be missing. And I also get other nutrients from flaxseed and a variety of vegetables throughout the day. This somehow made me smarter. I'm not sure how, but it did. I've been able to figure out things more easily. Like for example, I watched the Netflix show Dark. Fucking amazing. You have to watch it. It's one of the best stories of all time. I didn't find it that complicated. Third season was, but first two were quite simple honestly. I figured it out right away. I think that might be because of the more healthy lifestyle I took up. Anyway, happy new year I guess. Fuck fireworks. I can't begin to imagine the suffering it causes. It's such an unnecessary thing to have. Funny thing about that. Because I'm starting to become more objective, I'm realizing that it's actually a stupid concept. To celebrate New Year's it's just like every other day, but the number goes up one, nothing changes. It's still the same earth. You're still the same person. It's incredibly dumb. And it's kinda like yeah, I'm kinda gonna shame you, with evidence, that this is not a good thing. I'm not here to take the joy out of partying, or whatever you may be doing for New Year's. I'm just saying, it's one of the most pointless points on the calendar to celebrate. See you next video I guess.